Hey, what's up? I'm going to show you today how to get 1 million views on your YouTube channel. What's up? My name's Dr. LeBauer. I'm a physical therapist and business coach. And today I'm going to show you exactly how we got 1 million views, actually a whole lot more, on our YouTube channel, how you can do the exact same, and how you can reach millions of people through the internet and through this amazing thing called YouTube. So why YouTube? Well, YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. It just is. The #1 search engine is Google. Google owns YouTube. When you search for a problem in Google, Google shows you the YouTube results. You're going to get tons of views. But also, when you use YouTube to create content and put information in the links, linking back to your website, it gives you good internet juice. Some people call it SEO. So let me see if I can just share something with you, and hopefully this this works correctly. Do a little screen share, and I'm gonna do the YouTube, boom, like this. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit around our YouTube channel. Let me move that guy over there. As you can see, this is the LeBauer Physical Therapy YouTube channel. And out of these, our #1 video is this self-myofascial release exercises with a ball. It has 275,000 views. Self-massage for treatment of foot pain, bunions, and I can't remember what else I called it. It has 231,000 views. So we have 1 million views in our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe it's the 8th video that gets us the 1 million views. As you can see, I've got, what is this, 12 videos with over 10,000 views. And then the next ones have, 8, 7, 3, 2, 2.5, etc. But I'm going to show you, we'll go down here, and I've got some videos that have 4 views. It's my most recent podcast. Another video with only 21. These were put out more recently. We've got a bunch of testimonials, but some of our ones that have the most views were put out years ago. So as they say, the best time to get started on YouTube was, 10 years ago or yesterday. The next best time is right now. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, after this video, you're going to go make one. And as you can see, I've got a video I made only just a year ago, the 5 amazing benefits of massage therapy. I created this during quarantine, when we were on quarantine, and it's already got 28,000 views. So it's moving a lot faster than some of these other ones. So let me go back and say, okay, one of the #1 things, this guy over here, that you need to do when you are creating your YouTube videos is you want to answer a common question. What's the most common question that people have who you help solve problems for, right? So, one of the ones that I had when my patients were coming in was, how do I would teach them how to use a ball, a self-myofascial release ball. I learned how to use this through my coursework with John Barnes, and I created a video on it for my patients. Actually, my best video is something I didn't create for YouTube. I created for my patients, and it was shareable. So other therapists started sharing it with their clients and patients and posting it on their websites, and it got over 275,000 views, which is pretty dope, right? Who would have ever thought I could help 275,000 people with one 9-minute video, right? The next biggest question I had was, what do I do about my bunions or my foot pain? Most physical therapists, were doing just like shoulder, knee, hip, back rehab around here. People were unhappy with their podiatrists. And so I also learned how to do, I learned a foot massage sequence through a yoga class that I was taking. And I was like, okay, I just went to yoga 3 times a week, and we just did this, and it was great. And I'd stopped racing bikes, and after about 6 months, I realized, so my shoes didn't fit anymore. I was no longer cramming my feet into really tight carbon-soled shoes, and I was doing a foot massage, and I was like, started teaching my clients, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna make a video for my clients about this. So I did, and it got 231,000 views. And guess what? A foot fetish community got a hold of it, shared it. I got like 20,000 views overnight one time. It was pretty crazy, but I answered a question that tons of people had, and I created shareable content with it. And that video, checking out that video, was how I got connected with Dr. Jared Carter. So if you know Jared Carter, or shout out to Jared, one of his videos was suggested to watch for mine. I was like, who is this guy? Hey, he's doing some of the same things I'm doing. And I reached out to him, and that was about 9 years ago or something. The next video is on Theracane. So I teach a lot of my patients how to use the Theracane. Okay, it's got 191,000 views. We've got video on headache and migraine relief. What is fascia and connective tissue? I just pulled out my camera on an old Android phone. I was, taking apart a chicken and making soup out of it. And I just made this video. That's my kid screaming in the background. And we just put it up. I was like, whatever, I'm just going to throw this up on YouTube. I didn't think it was going to get 80,000 views. The one that I didn't think would do so well about hip pain and sciatica, we've got a lot of views on that one. How to use a cranial cradle. My favorite yoga for back pain sequence, lumbar locked thoracic rotations. I made this for some patients. So one of the easiest ways you can do is, like, you've got a patient and they need to learn something. You shoot the video, you explain it to them, and you make it and you put it up on YouTube. Now, it does help if you introduce your YouTube videos in a certain way, and you make a good you make a really good, like, intro, outro, and, like, you create some content. But you can see that video is only 2 minutes long. There's not a lot of, like, intro, outro. It's like, hey, this is Dr. LeBauer. Here's how you're going to do this. I also made one, like, rock tape for levator scapula, and I asked the patient's permission if I could film it and put it on YouTube. He said yes. And then I have, like, the torn meniscus. Okay, this is something we only created recently. It's got 12,000 views, and it's an intro of me, and it's like why your torn meniscus doesn't mean you need surgery. And I've actually had multiple people in the last few months contact our clinic because they saw this video, specifically even someone last week. So what I want to show you is that it's possible to reach tons of people through your channels. And so what you need to do is you need to answer a question that everyone has. And you can just go search the question in Google, and Google will show you the keywords to use. You want to create shareable content. Create content that's not only helpful, but that other people are going to want to share as well, right? They're going to put it on their website and share it. Like, that's one of the ways to make the best, like, type of content for YouTube. Other people are going to share it. Make it fun and entertaining. Okay, so physical therapy isn't that fun and entertaining, but if it's helpful and it's enjoyable and it's fun and it's got some interesting bits to it, maybe people watch the whole thing. Use a keyword-rich title and featured image. So you can see on my channel, those are all featured images that you can upload. Make your title keyword-rich. So you can, and I'll show you this in a second. And then you want to use your same keywords as the file name for your featured image before you upload it. And you want to make it your keywords the file name of the video file before you upload it to YouTube, because YouTube looks at all those things for your keywords. And then you want to write a description that's kind of like a social media or blog post that has your keywords in it. And using that, people will find your video. And number 5, start now and create regularly. You have to just be persistent with this. There are people out there, LD Shadow Lady has millions of followers and 4 million views on one video. Now, she's teaching you how to do Minecraft, and my kids are watching it. But for people that are looking for a real solution to their back pain, there's a lot of junk out there. And as physical therapists, we need to rise above the noise. And what better way than to flood the market with another video on how to solve your back pain doing yoga or using a ball for MFR or a Theracane. Like, why stop when someone's already made the video? Who cares? You haven't made that video. When you make that video, then someone's going to connect with you and do it. So let me show you one more thing behind the scenes about one of our videos and how you can get them too. And so I'm just going to show you kind of the some of the things that we've done. And I'm looking at this not through my clinic account, but the way you'll see it. You saw the featured image. There's like a little, like, and of course 59 people don't like it. You can't really worry about that. But what you can see up here is I've got my keywords, self-myofascial release exercises with a ball. I actually put Greensboro in there because I want to show up in Greensboro, North Carolina. But for this video at this point, my location doesn't really matter. But self-myofascial release exercises is probably the keyword, and that's in the first line. People are going to look for a yellow ball video. It's the way that John Barnes taught it was using a yellow ball. So I put that in there. If you see, I say click this this link to buy a myofascial stretching book and ball, and as I'm looking at that, that's an old and outdated link. I don't even know where it's going to go. Maybe what I should say, I have my own. I can send them to a link on Amazon. It probably goes to the book on Amazon that some of my friends wrote on myofascial stretching. I would even say, download my book on this or our book to heal your back in 5 days or 10 minutes a day, something like that. A call to action with a link out. Here's our link to our website, and then I just wrote a little something about balls, and I put a little disclaimer in here. Another. I think this is a link back to the same video, and then if you're physical therapist, just a little link over to my other videos. But as you can see, one of the other things that we did was I put a call to action here as a pinned comment. Get access to the LeBauer PT Mobility and MFR Self-Treatment Library here. So I'd probably go and replace it with that one. Anyways, those are some of the things that we've done to make this like a video that people are going to watch and they're going to respond to. And as you can see, I've got a lot of comments on this video. A lot of people, saying, "Hey, thanks, this helped a ton." Especially like our neck pain and migraines video gets a ton of these. Those are just some of the easy things that you can do. Let me see if I can go in and switch counts. And I'll show you what it looks like just on the back end. So you can see how you can change these things fairly simply. Although this isn't a how-to, I just want to show you how easy this is. This is your title. I could probably put my put that comment right there and change that to go get into that thing. Maybe I want to put a little space there. And then we could put some hashtags here at the bottom too. I don't really have that on here. MFR. What was it? Myofascial release. And then I'll put like exercise. Yeah, something like that. And little hashtags can help with your keywords as well. This is where you upload your thumbnail. You can make that on Canva. And then let me just save this guy. You can do other things like add end screens and cards and some fancy stuff like that. You can see the file name is Yellow Ball Myofascial Release. So once you upload, you can't change that. You have to have that set as your file name before you upload it. But let me just show you a little bit on the back end how you do this. Okay, so let's show you the last 365 days. Okay, this is a lot of videos. All right, watch this. We're gonna do since upload lifetime. You can see that no one watched it, and then people were watching it, and then a whole lot more people watched it, and then it got a lot slower. And then the pandemic hit. You can see this is January 29th, 2020, and people start, staying home, and there's a ton of views during the pandemic and quarantine, and then it got back down to its regular, this is daily views. So those are some of the things you want to look at. You want to look at, when do people drop off? What's happening when you have what are you doing when you have a spike in viewership or drop off? So you can kind of look at these things. But anyways, I don't obsess about this stuff. I just put out content. I believe you should put out content. The more good content you put out, the more people are going to learn about you, contact you. And if you're looking for more ways to market your business, market your clinic, grow your YouTube account, and help more people, I want to give something to you that's really special. It's 35 marketing strategies. I took everything in my brain that we're doing in our clinic, and even some things that I'm not even doing yet, but that I know work, and I put it down in a really like a cheat sheet. So it's called 35 marketing strategies. You go to 35marketingstrategies.com, or you can click on the link below this video where you can get it absolutely for free, no strings attached. Just enter your name and contact details and I'll email it out to you right away. If you got anything from this video, don't forget to hit the like and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell at the same time so that you get notified of more videos from us on your YouTube channel, and share this with your friends and leave a comment below and let me know what your number one takeaway was and what you're gonna do next. Talk soon and see you on the next video. Thanks.